Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you with another incredible episode of this amazing, incredible show. I know a lot of people, mostly women, say that men are afraid to show their emotions, and I can admit I'm not usually very open about expressing my feelings. I think when it comes to men showing emotion, you have to strike a balance between holding in your feelings to the point you have an aneurysm before you're 40 and breaking down into a weepy mess at the slightest inconvenience. And believe it or not, some guys struggle with this. Men crying is uncomfortable for people to deal with because men are expected to deal with sadness in a quiet way. No one wants to deal with a dude blubbering and moaning. It's like, get your shit together, man. I've been around crying guys before and it was uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do. It was like, do I hug him? Do I pat him on the back? Do I tell him it's going to be okay? You know, what do I do? And I could say all this is due to like toxic masculinity, but I don't want to make that kind of video. But in any case, you get the point. Now, I know I come off as this super masculine dude who is a total badass. And I'd like to think I'm in tune with my emotions and I can keep things under control, but I can remember a time that definitely wasn't the case. This was years ago. I lived by myself in a house in Detroit, and every weekend I'd pick up some weed from my dealer. This is a weekly ritual for me for quite a while, like years in fact. I'd get high and watch movies or YouTube videos or whatever. This particular weekend, I got some powerful stuff. I don't remember what it was called, but I got high as shit. The kind of high where you feel you're on a spaceship traveling through alternate dimensions. That's how high I was. I decided I wanted to watch a movie, and for some reason I picked out Tree of Life, which was a 2011 movie about, well, I'm not really sure what it was about because I was high as shit. I haven't watched it since, but I can remember bits and pieces of it. I think it was about Sean Penn reminiscing about his childhood and his dad in the 1950s. Brad Pitt was in it. Jessica Chastain was in it. There was a lot of shots of like outer space. It was kind of a weird, non-linear story. And there's all this other like meditative stuff about like the nature of life and death and all this other pretentious crap. I don't know. It was a Terrence Malick movie, so you tell me. I think there was a dinosaur scene in it, but I might have hallucinated that. I mean, I have no idea. Anyways, there was this scene of the mother, played by Jessica Chastain, in the front yard of their house playing with the kids, and it reminded me of my childhood, and I get this real sadness in the pit of my stomach, and before I knew it, I started crying. And not just sniffling with like a single tear running down my cheek like a man cries, it was full out blubbering like a white girl at a Taylor Swift concert. You know, to paint a picture for it. After a minute, I got a hold of myself and I was like, what the hell was that? I was like looking on the room to make sure no one saw me. It was like the middle of the night. No one was awake. No one was around. I was completely alone. I could picture people like looking in through my window or something and like laughing at me like, oh, look at that pussy over there. I'm so glad I was alone though. I mean, normally I'd hang out with my friends on the weekend every once in a while, but you know, if one of my guy friends was there and they saw me like break down into a blubbering mess, into like a, if they saw that, I never would have lived that down. They would have called me homophobic slurs, and they'd be right to do it. I don't even know why I'm telling this story. I just thought it was funny, but don't worry, I never cried again in public or private, ever again. I hold in all my emotions like a real man does. Quite frankly, the only time guys should cry is when their wives give birth or they just won a sports championship. Am I right, fellas? But yeah, I guess don't be afraid to hold in your emotions. You know, there's healthy ways to express this kind of stuff. Like, I'm not a therapist. I don't even know if you should go to therapy, but, you know, don't be ashamed to show emotion. As long as it's not like the different kinds of emotion, you know. I mean, there's like anger, and Lord knows I've let anger get the hold of me before, you know, and it's a mess. I see other guys do it, get mad and shit. But as far as like sadness goes, guys don't really express that. You know, it's like something they hold in. And I don't think that's good for them. You know, I mean, it's something you have to deal with in a way. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this. I'm just blathering about nonsense. But that's my crying story about a big crying baby crying all night over some stupid movie with Brad Pitt in it that I don't even remember most of, but I just thought it was funny. So if that ruins your image of me, so be it. But that's all I got for you guys for right now. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. More content is coming, as always. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.